Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a few scriptures, and Lord willing, share an article in a short clip with you, Akiyam and Akwathium, going into war and rumors of war. As us Akiyam and Akwathium are fully aware of, we're living in a time of war. And, World War III is one of the major prophecies we're waiting for to unfold. Between the Charagma and the third woe, these are the last two major prophecies left. And we know we have Jacob's trouble, that's right over the horizon, and we can see that building up as well. But now World War III is actually, right there in mainstream media, like headline news. You see, with everything that's going on in Ukraine and Russia, it's looking like, that's going to spill over into a global conflict. We know that there's, NATO is actually going to be doing its annual military drills, in preparation, for World War III. And they named it War of Annihilation with Russia, man. You see? So, this thing is, right in our face, and it's right around the corner. We understand that, the Charagma has to come first, that grain of rice, which this thing can be implemented in the coming months. We know December 13th, they plan on transitioning these banks, to digital currency. So, this thing is closer than it's ever been. And our elders and apostles of Great Millstone have been, prophesying of these prophecies for decades, man. Between the Charagma and World War III, our prophets, our elders have been prophesying these things for decades, man. You see? So it's not these sold out, right, devil worshiping artists and so-called pioneers of science that spoke this thing into existence. No, the true men of the Lord, the true prophets of the Lord, spoke this into existence through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. In these latter days, it's evident. It's evident that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is dealing with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because now these things, their visions are coming to pass, man. You see? So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the first scripture I wanted to start with before I grab the article, let's go to Revelations, the 11th chapter, and the 14th verse, and it reads, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." Right? The second woe. What's that mean? The Second World War. The Second World War has passed. Okay? And behold, the Third World War is coming quickly, and we can see it. We can see it. It's never been so obvious. You see? And the weapons of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's indignation, they're sitting in the silos waiting to be launched. It's not like these things have to be designed and created and built. No. These things are sitting in silos waiting for their command to their final destination. You see, this thing is a reality. And everybody that's paying any type of attention, outside of the men of the Lord, outside of the prophets, they're aware of that. And that leads me right to this first piece of information I want to share with you, Akiyam and Akwathium. Now, this is from Bazinga.com, and this article is dated October 16th, 2022. So, it's fresh off the press, a couple of days ago, and the title reads, Elon Musk warns Russia can utterly destroy U.S., Europe with nuclear missiles in under 30 minutes and vice versa. Quote, we are at the highest risk in 60 years, and we know this. We're fully aware of this. Russia is coined in the scriptures as Gog and Magog. Okay? And we understand that it's prophesied that Russia is going to lead the charge in the destruction of Mystery Babylon the Great through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You see? This is going to happen. Right? Let's get a little more. We're going to read this whole article through the spirit. It's a short article, but there's good information in it, right? And now continuing on. After floating a peace plan to end the Ukraine war, Elon Musk has of late been talking about the possibility of looming nuclear war. Yeah, tell us something we don't know. Tell us something we don't know. Just because this man's worth billions of dollars, he says something and people are exalted to the clouds, as the scriptures say, right? Reasonable people won't launch war. One of Telsa Inc. CEO's Twitter followers on Friday tweeted a Reuters story on the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, right? Starting nuclear drills with B-52 bombers on Monday, right? And I have a short clip going into that. Lord willing, I can share that with you, Akim and Akwathium. And let's continue on. Responding to him via tweet, Musk suggested no reasonable person would launch a nuclear war, right? But guess what? This is not up to anybody. You see? This is going to happen through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's will, this is going to happen. Okay? This is what the day of doom consists of. Missiles flying. And 200 million of them, if you can believe it or not, pelting the land of America, which is coined as Mystery Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom and Egypt in the Holy Scriptures. You see? This place has a date with destiny, man. It is not up to man if these things are going to be launched or not. No, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, is going to put it on the spirit on these kings to launch these things, man. Remember Proverbs 21:1. The heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord, man. He's controlling this thing. This is his movie. And this is what you people are going to find out. Let's continue on. Russia has the ability to destroy U.S. and Europe utterly with nuclear missiles in less than 30 minutes and vice versa. Yeah, we're fully aware of that. A surprising number of people don't know this. Of course, it would be mad to use them, but it is also mad to be in this situation at all. Going back to this all being controlled, organized, and ordained of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. You see? This battle is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. This is of the Lord. Let me get that real quick. We'll jump right back to the article. Let me just get this real quick. I wanted to read through the whole article, but let me just get this real quick. The book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5, and it reads, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, right? The ways of a battle in the days of old was with what? You would hear swords, clashing, shields blocking blows from swords. You would hear bow and arrows being ripping through the air, right? You would hear people screaming, people getting killed, right? But this new battle, let's hear this one, right? Let's continue on. But this, right? This new war, right? This new battle, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Right? What do you think is going to cause that? What do you think that's talking about? The ICBM missiles, man. You see? A fire not blown is going to consume these people, man. Let's go back to the article. Continuing on. Former leading hedge fund trader Chris Capri is the real deal. With his simple Oshings, Slovakia, forgive me, I gotta jump down. Right here. All right, continuing on. Russia and Ukraine have been at war since late February over claims to some of the eastern territory of Ukraine, with both sides not backing down. Elon Musk says he's being targeted by mainstream media. We don't care about that. Let's continue on in the article. Nuclear war risk highest. All right. Quote, tweeting on in October 6th, a New York Times story about President Joe Biden's take, the prospect of Armageddon is now the highest since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Right, and we went into a lesson on that. I actually went into an article on that. Let's continue on. Musk said it would be great if the threat of nuclear war could abate. See? So if he feels like that, you better believe these other higher ups feel like that, minus the elite, because they're the ones that are moving the pieces, so to speak, on the chessboard. You see, with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai controlling them. You see, they're doing this. They know what they're doing. They're trying to create chaos, because that's how they operate. Order ab chaos, order out of chaos. See? So they think they're gonna create a thermonuclear fallout, and then after a decade or so, come up out of their holes and start all over again, and rule the world forever. No, not gonna happen. You see? But the point I'm making is, these lower level guys that aren't really, they're not tuned in, with the elite, obviously, the ones you don't see, right? Do you think they want this to go down? No, they don't want this to go down. Why? Because they're married to this place. Elon Musk is married to this place, man. You see? He wants to enjoy that money, right? He wants to enjoy the leisure of his life, being a billionaire. Well, guess what? We got news for you. The men of the Lord got news for you. This thing's coming to an end. Nuclear war is not gonna abate. Thus saith the Lord. Okay? This place is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. Thus says the Lord, man. So you better be afraid. You better be very afraid. And he is afraid. Let me read. Let me continue on. You'll see what I'm saying. Man ain't getting no sleep. Let's see. Did I skip anything? Now let's continue on. Would be great if someday humanity stopped pointing nukes at itself that would destroy almost all life on Earth. According to biblical prophecy, America is going to be a complete desolation. Okay? From coast to coast. North, south, east, west. This place is going to be a lake of fire. Okay? We know Israel is going to get destroyed as well because of the filth that has gone on in our land. That land has to get cleansed as well. Yeah, in other areas of the world, they're going to get hit. But it's not scriptural for the whole earth to be destroyed. We know that. We know that for a fact. Right? Let's continue on. In any given year, there is a chance above zero that they will be launched. We are now at the highest risk in 60 years. Hey, in any given year. It ain't going to be that long if you ask me through the Spirit. And I speak as a man. Y'all don't got years on the clock. You see? Nah. You don't got years, plural. I don't know. I highly doubt it. Right? Continuing on. Earlier this month, in a Twitter chat, Musk said he sees a rapid rising probability of a nuclear war. Right? The men of the Lord have been saying this for decades. Our elders and apostles of Great Millstone have been saying this for decades. Okay? So you're late. Adding that he was up all night. Check this out. Adding that he was up all night to think of any way to de-escalate the Ukraine war. You see that? There's no de-escalating the Ukraine war. Okay? There's no de-escalating World War III. Okay? This thing's a reality. And it's right around the corner. And there's no escape. You see, there's no escape in this thing, man. This thing is going down. It's going down whether you like it or not. Let's go to, bear with me. Let's get this, clip real quick. I'm not sure what I did with it. There it goes.
This is Dabu 7. Today, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, aka NATO, has begun its military drills in preparation for nuclear war. Now, they have American B-52 bombers that are going to be joining other aircraft in this big simulation, and they're going to simulate a war of annihilation with Russia. That's how they've put it. The war games are dubbed Steadfast Noon. They are scheduled to run through the end of October. And Belgium is hosting the exercises, which will take place over the North Sea and the United Kingdom area. This is right off the coast of Belgium and in the waterways there between Belgium and the UK. So that whole territory they're going to be traversing, with some American aircraft taking off from bases in North Dakota. So they will be leaving here in the United States. Now, some say it would send the wrong signal to cancel this right now. Others argue the other way and say that it doesn't look good that we're trying to hold this nuclear exercise in the region with everything going on with Ukraine. Generals argue back that this is an annual thing and that they're not going to stop. It'll show weakness. And they say that as long as nuclear weapons exist, NATO will remain a nuclear alliance. Now, in previous years, we've had US B-52 long-range bombers taking part. We could have stealth. We could have a number of different aircraft and divisions taking part in this, in which they don't even name. There's 14 countries, up to 60 different aircraft, all participating in this exercise. So, again, here NATO is flexing, launching a big drill here in terms of nuclear weapons, and it starts today. Join me for the live streams Monday and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Dabu 777. You'll find links below. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Parler for live updates. Much love.
Make it happen. like the beloved brother Paquan Moth, he just went live. And that's what it looks like. That's what he titled his lesson. Yeah, make it happen. Hey, they're not practicing for nothing. And look what they dubbed it. War of annihilation with Russia. Because this is going to happen. This is going to happen. It's prophecy. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai's words will not go out void. You see? This is how Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is going to plead with you damn wicked people, man. With this thermonuclear power. Let's go here. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 25, and verse 31, and it reads, a noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. What are the ends of the earth? America, Mystery Babylon the Great, where the sun goes down, man. This is the very ends of the earth. See? And that great noise, a noise shall come even to the ends of the earth. For the Lord hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. What sword? The ICBM missiles, man. You see? And we know Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked. And America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, is his hub. You see? Mystery Babylon the Great is going to be hit with 200 million missiles, man. Whether you can believe it or not. Right? Let's continue on. Let's prove it. The book of Psalms, chapter 11, and verse 6, and it reads, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. What's a tempest? A wind. What happens after those ICBM missiles touch down? A mushroom cloud is created. And a great thermonuclear sweeping wind blasts for miles out, full of radiation and heat. You see? That's that tempest. Right? This should be the portion of their cup. You see? This is the portion of the wicked. Which we know, again, is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Job 9:24. Malachi, the first chapter. See? Let's get this word portion real quick. Simple Google definition.
Portion.
Portion. Okay. We want the second definition. A person's destiny or lot. You see? This will be the destiny of their cup. Look at the example. What will be my portion? Destruction. You see? Let's get some similar words. Destiny. See? Lot. Fate. Fortune. Luck. Oh, that's heavy. Heritage. See, this is the fate of Mystery Babylon the Great. Let's read it again. The book of Psalms, chapter 11, verse 6, and it reads, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, man. Them are the missiles. And a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion or fate of their cup. You see? And there's no getting away from it. See, those missiles. Hey, let's further prove that those are the missiles, man. Let's get this in, what's that, Job? Because I believe portion is reiterated here. Or mentioned here, rather, as well. Job 20. Let's get into that glittering sword real quick. The book of Job, chapter 20. And I'm gonna start at verse 22, and it reads, and the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And the strait is a what? Position of difficulty. And we can see that he's in that position now. And see, the C-19, unsuccessful. I mean, he got who he got, but, for the most part, he was being called out on his wickedness, man. And there were many complications. He kept getting snared in lies. Video footage was coming out, people dropping on the spot after taking it, minutes after taking it. Complications, people catching cerebral palsy and all types of other medical conditions. Paralysis and nerve damage. You see? This was all being recorded, man, and put out there on mainstream media. Right there on YouTube and other news feeds and other forms of information, different sites. It was all over the place, man. You see? It was obvious that he was doing wickedly. And a lot of you dumbass people realized it after you let him climb up inside you. Right? But anyways, and it reads, I'm going to read this again from the top, the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 22, and it reads, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. You see? And that word wicked here goes into laborer. Okay, let's get this real quick. Let's get this real quick for edification. Let all things be done unto edification. Job 20 and verse 22.
Strong's H 6001. A male. A male.
All right, and it reads, laborer, see, sufferer, wretched one, workman, laborer. You see, so, ultimately, before these missiles fly, man, hey, it's going to be a civil war, man. There's going to be seditions among men, pursuant to 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter. All hell is going to break loose. See? Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, man. They're not going to regard this man. Like, let me get this real quick. Let's get that real quick. We'll come back to Job. Salakia. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, and verse 16, it reads, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Why? There's going to be famine. People are going to bug out when there's no more food and they can't eat. You see? The side of people are going to come out, that wild side is going to come out in these people, man. You see? They're going to be invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. See? They're not going to give a damn what these officials got to say. Okay? What these what the president got to talk about. They're not going to give a damn about laws. They're not going to give a damn about the cops or going to court. They're not going to give a damn about that, man. See? They're not going to regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? They're going to do whatever they want to do. They're going to do whatever they got to do. It's going to be wild, wild west. You see? It's going to be wild, wild west. And they're not going to regard what this man's got to say. These people are going to lose it, man. Right? Let's continue on. In the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 22 again. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right, once he's about to crown his enterprise of success. Once he thinks he has it locked in. Okay? The missiles are going to fly, man. The missiles are going to fly, man. That's why it says, and he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. You see? The wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to rain upon this man, man. Okay? And those are the weapons of his indignation, those ICBM missiles. Okay? Continuing on. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, right? The iron weapon being what? The intercontinental ballistic missile. Okay? That bow of steel. You see, the scriptures are being very detailed in describing these things. It's clear. It's plain. You see, but scripture says to the pure, all things are pure. So if the spirit is not dealing with you, you still won't be able to see it. But anyways, let's continue on. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. Right, it's coming out of the silos, man. You see? These ICBM missiles are going to be coming out of silos. You see the glittering sword. And these things break apart in, I believe, 3 to 4 sections, man. And those warheads are at the very top of the missile. These things have multiple warheads in them, which cause catastrophic damage to whatever they hit. The landmass is going to be literally reformatted, man. You understand? These things are incredibly powerful. This is why when this goes down, this is why this day is coined as the day of doom. See? Terrors are going to be upon this man. Let's continue on. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him, right? The missiles, man. On impact, they're going to create a fire, man. Through that explosion. You see? Through those atoms smashing together. That's a fire not blown. This ain't no candlestick. You see? It shall go ill, which means bad, with him that is left in his tabernacle, right? And we know this man's tabernacle is America. This is where he hangs his hat at. You see? America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, is on the crosshairs of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him, man. You see? This man's going to be chased out of the world, man. Like the scriptures say. There's going to be nowhere to hide for this man. See? He's going to be uncovered. His whole thigh is going to be showing. You see? The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Everything on the soil of Mystery Babylon the Great is going to be melted. This is the portion. There goes that word portion again. This is the portion of a wicked man. There goes wicked again. You see? This is the portion or fate of a wicked man. From who? Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And the heritage appointed unto him by who? Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So it's Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai that's going to make this happen. It's Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai that's going to make this happen. This is not up to man. All right? This is not up to the kings of this world. If they decide, you know what? Let's just leave them on the back burner. Let's just make peace. No. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is stirring up the spirits of these kings of the earth. Starting with Putin. You see? And this thing's going to boil over into a thermonuclear fallout. And this is how we're going to go home. Akiyam and Akwathim, and we know that. the destruction must come. There's no way around it. So what's that? 2 Ezra 4 and 28 and 29? It's gotta come. This place has to become unsown. Because after this happens, what? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is gonna exalt Israel on high, man. We're gonna be exalted on high. We're gonna be raised up out of the dunghill, man. Matter of fact, let's close out here. Because this is what's going to happen after this, man. After this takes place. We need this to happen. Let's go here. Let's close out here. Let's go to the book of Micah. The 4th chapter, starting at verse 1, and it reads, "But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains." And the mountain goes into governments. A mountain is a larger government. Okay? A hill is a smaller government. You see? So Israel is going to be set on high. You see? Israel is going to be established on the top of all the mountains, man. All right, let's continue on. "And it shall be exalted above the hills," right? Above the smaller governments, right? Of all the people. "And people shall flow unto it." You see? We're going to be in our glorified state. "And many nations shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths." Okay, which are going to be what? All righteous. You see? Because the way of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is all righteous. All righteousness. You see, and we're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments within us. We're not going to be able to go off if we wanted to. We're going to be the walking law. You know? "And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion." See? "And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem." You see that? And because of that, the world is going to become a paradise. After 1,000 years of these heathen being in captivity, okay, building up Jerusalem, cleaning up the earth, and serving out their captivity, okay, with rigor. It's gonna be a rigorous 1,000 years. Okay? They're gonna be established in their own place. Right? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, according to Obadiah 1 and 18, he's gonna be done away with. Right? And the earth is gonna become a paradise, man. The earth is gonna become a paradise. Let's continue on. "And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall," right, because if nations that don't want to serve us, let me get this real quick. Bear with me. Real quick. The book of Isaiah, chapter 60, and verse 12, real quick, right? And it reads, "For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted." You see, so that's what that's going into, man, as far as the judgment of many people and rebuking strong nations, man, afar off. If you refuse to hearken, if you refuse to do what you're told, hey, we'll send you a famine. Hey, we'll send you a drought. Or we'll come visit you in the physical, which is a resort you wouldn't want to happen, man. You see? "And he shall judge among many people," back in the book of Micah chapter 4 and verse 3, "and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. See? The world's going to be a paradise, man. Giving more credence that the people in our land are not the chosen people. Because look, we're going into a third world's war. You see? This hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen, though. Okay? It's going to happen. Swords are going to be turned into plowshares, spears into pruning hooks. And there'll be no more swords being lifted, and there'll be no more war. There'll be no more missiles. It'll be over with. The earth is going to be able to give off its strength. You see? It's going to be a paradise once again on the planet Earth. Okay? The evil is going to be put out. And World War III is going to bring that to a close. World War III is going to bring Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to a close. I got to close out here. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 7, and it reads, Then answered I and said, now this is Ezra's inquiring of the end, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, and when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. Meaning what? An eon, a point of time. You see? The time of Esau ruling is coming to a close. And Jacob, which is our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled birds that may look like the other nations, but their bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their spirit bears witness with the spirit that they are a child of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, is the beginning of it that followeth. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai B'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwathiam were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalium La Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.